Let's all welcome Mahesh Prabhu with 3 loud and enthusiastic Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you for giving the opportunity, Prabhu. Okay. Oh. ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरों श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चना गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ओ भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रहे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गोब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। मक्कुं करोति मंगुं लंघयते गिरिं पादमहं ईश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं साभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचेत्। श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु। ओके, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी and Mataji's. So let me share my screen. Prabhuji, I hope I have rights to share the screen, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
I hope everyone is able to see the screen.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. How many of you have heard about the term Rudra Gita, Prabhuji and Matajis? Just a quick question. I know Subara.
We heard.
Yeah, tell me, Mataji.
Is it Shiva Gita, Prabhuji? Shiva Gita.
Yes, Mataji. It is Shiva Gita indeed. Shiva
Yeah.
Gita. What about others?
We are reading the 4th canto now, second
Oh,
one.
is it? Okay. Subara Prabhu is the reason for
Yes, Prabhuji.
But before that, have you heard this, Mataji? Rudra Gita?
Rudra Gita heard it, but we don't know what exactly it is.
Oh, okay. Have you heard of this term, Prabhujis and Matajis? Like Aradhananam Sarvesham Aradhanam Vishnum Param. Have you heard this quotation? Anyone? Aradhananam Sarvesham Aradhanam Vishnum Param.
No.
Anywhere? Anyone?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
It's okay. If you are not heard also, that's fine. It's not a problem. Has anyone heard this small line? Okay. This particular quotation was given by Lord Shiva himself, and where he is trying to glorify the Lord, that the ultimate Aradhanam is the Aradhanam of Lord Krishna. So this is the term, or this is the quotation given by Lord Shiva only. So there are so many sects or so many groups where they fight. When there are so many sects like Shaivism or Vaishnavism is one thing, but Shaivism, there are a lot of people or glorify Shiva. So we are not disrespecting Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva has been instrumental, and he's Vaishnavanam Yadha Shambho, where is a prime most or best devotee of the Lord. So that's the understanding what a Vaishnava has about Lord Shiva, and he never disrespects Lord Shiva. But we need to understand that there is a hierarchy similar to a hierarchy what we maintain in a company. So we have a hierarchy in structure for gods also. I don't want to get into that, but we need to understand that Lord Shiva is the one who glorifies Lord Krishna. In so many instances in the history, it has been proven again and again. Okay, and this is one of the important chapters in 4th canto, 24th chapter. As you are seeing, it is 24th chapter. It is chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. About whom? About whom? Luckily, Mataji has mentioned that Subbarao Prabhuji has already taken a class. But whom is he trying to glorify? Whom is he trying to glorify? Any guesses?
He is trying to glorify Vishnu.
Yes. That's right. That's right, Mataji. You're perfectly right. So today we are going to have this chapter about Rudra Gita, where he glorifies. But what is the incident, or what is the situation where he got an opportunity to glorify Vishnu? So we will try to understand that in detail in Rudra Gita. And we have already, I think, as Mataji mentioned, Subbarao Prabhuji might have already covered the 22nd and 23rd chapter, where where in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that when Kumaras teach Prudu Prithu Maharaj on the chapters like how to go back home, back to Godhead, and how to progress in spiritual journey. And those teachings are elaborately mentioned in 22nd chapter. Again in 23rd chapter, how he gloriously goes back to back home. That is described in the 23rd chapter. Now coming to the lineage of Prithu Maharaj is the one which we are of much interest in this chapter of Rudra Gita. Because Rudra Gita has, to get a situation for glorification of Lord, we need a platform, right? Simply, if Shiva comes and glorifies, it doesn't connect the dots. So we are trying to connect the dot, wherein we will come to a situation how Lord Shiva has got an opportunity or a situation or a platform where he tries to glorify the Lord. So we'll go in a sequence. Basically, we can divide this chapter. Because basically we can divide this chapter into 4 parts. I will not get into that 4 parts at this moment. But before I start the 4th part, we need to understand the lineage of Prithu Maharaj. So we need to understand the lineage of Prithu Maharaj. So Prithu Maharaj's son is Vijitashra, and he is married to Shikandini and Nabhaswati. Okay? He is married to Shikandini and Nabhaswati. And similarly, we got this lineage is covered here. Prithu Maharaj, son is Vijitsava, and Vijitsava has pleased Indra in some penance, or he got a benediction from Indra that he got an ability to disappear also. So it's not relevant at this juncture, but we need to understand that Vijitsava is son of Prithu Maharaj, and he got married to Shikandini and Nabhaswati, and these are the sons. Pavaka, Pavamana, and Suchi are the sons from the first wife, and Havirdhana is the son from the second wife. And Havirdhana, again, he gave up his kingly duties and worshipped Lord Hamsa and attained his planet. Okay, let me try to minimize this. Yes, he tries to attain his planet, and he traverses there. And here is the point. Like Havirdhana has a son whose name is Havirdhana begot six sons from his marriage, and among the 6 sons, eldest one is Barhisat. So his eldest son is Barhisat, and he is the main person or main important son about whom we try to glorify, or we'll understand from him only the story starts. His name is Prachina Barhi, and his other name is Prachina Barhishat. So there are a lot of names for him, and Barhisat is the first son of Havirdhana. Okay, and in turn, Prachina Barhi marries to Shatadruti, and Shatadruti is such a beautiful lady. Even when it is said in Shastra that she is such a beautiful personality, wherein while marriage is being performed between Barhisat and Shatadruti, even the fire god also attracted to her. I mean, we need to understand, Prabhuji and Mataji, where how the attraction, like in the material nature, this attraction is something which is very clearly visible. So generally, the fire god is supposed to bless whichever the couple who are circumambulating the fire during the marriage. He's supposed to bless the couple. But such was her beauty, where he also got attracted and attracted to her. So the relevance, her beauty and fire god getting attracted is not the relevance point, but we need to understand she is a beautiful woman who begot 10 kids. So 10 sons from the womb of Shatadruti were born, and we need to understand the material nature here, the material nature and the spiritual nature. So attraction of beauty is very prominent, especially in the materialistic world, but it's not the same in the spiritual world, where the priorities are completely different. Priorities are entirely different. I think in one of the sessions, Prabhuji and Mataji's, I think already have quoted this question, but I wanted to check with you all. In the material world, what is the highest post you can imagine, Prabhuji and Mataji's? What is the highest post or highest designation what you can imagine of in the material world?
Brahma, Prabhuji.
Brahma. Okay, Brahma. Okay, Brahma is in the Brahma Loka. That is the highest post. But what I'm talking about is, let us say about Earth only. In our Earth, what is the highest position you can imagine about?
Highest position, President of USA.
Yeah, President of USA. That's good. That's the highest post. Anything else? Anything you can imagine of?
Emperor.
Emperor. Okay, that's good. So in the material world, these are the highest designation. President of a society, chief executive, CEO of a company, or president of US, as Satyadev Prabhu has mentioned. These are the highest designations what we have in the material world. But in the spiritual world, what is the highest designation, Prabhujis and Matajis?
Servant of God. Servant of the Lord.
Yes. So that is the highest designation what we have in the spiritual world. But when we are in this material world, these are the designations, or these are the beauty things which we in general get attracted to. So attraction between male and female is so prominent, which is actually a wonderful example of a real Maya. You know, that's a real Maya, and that attraction. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Nothing. Real Maya is correct.
Yeah, that's a real Maya. And you know that lust, I mean, or that Maya or that attraction, I mean, even in this material world, even in animals also, we can see that when actually, you know, that attraction is that much. Even if a lion is trying to attack a deer when they are in an act of procreation, even they will forget that lion is chasing us, and they will try to engage in the act. So that is the power of attraction, or it has. So that's the nature of a material world what we have with us. But such is the beauty of Shatadruti, where even the fire god also got attracted. That we need to understand. So when with this Maya, when we try to when we wholeheartedly, perennially, perpetually penetrate the thought that this particular acts are really the power of Maya, how we can avoid this? In one particular aspect, especially in the devotee community or whatever the forum we have, I am lucky to be part of such an association of all you Vaishnavas. But association is one of the best thing where we can keep this Maya away from us. So even in Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned that even till the last breath, there is a possibility. We might imagine, Prabhujis and Matajis, have you ever got an idea if any old man, say 70 or 80 years old man who is in his deathbed, can we ever imagine that there might be thoughts of lust and desire creeping in him? Can we ever imagine that? But outside we feel that he is going through a lot of pain physically and a lot of pain internally. But can we imagine a person who has spent his whole life, 60 or 70 years of his life, with lot of desire, with lust towards any item, even till the deathbed, that thing is not easy to go away. Will you concur with me, Prabhujis and Matajis? Is it difficult to get away or get rid of these desires at the age of 70 or 80, when we are not even trying to get rid of or having that consciousness developed?
Very difficult.
If my question is not clear, let me ask this again. A person who's at a deathbed, can we think that he has still all the 60 to 65 years of his life, he has been having a desire or greed for something, lust towards something, and suddenly after 65 to 70 years when he is in deathbed, that greed or desires will go away simply like that?
No, Prabhuji, it's very difficult, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So that is the point, Prabhuji, and it's not that I'm saying for the sake of saying. Actually, I have personally seen, Prabhuji and Matajis. I don't want to quote the examples here, whether it goes or not, but I have personally seen people at the deathbed that desires, that lust is very difficult to go away until and unless we practice it. And that's what we have been noticing whenever these sessions, spiritual sessions or discourses happen. When people they send elders for the sessions, and it's a nice such initiative wherein we see that we are slowly trying to set an expectation for the people that, sorry, set an expectation for the people that we should attend the classes with the entire family rather than only elders. That's a recent initiative which we are trying to take, and probably we'll go through that in future also. But that's how it goes. That's how we need to understand that lust and desire are very difficult to go away. A person who has lived his whole life with desires or all this, suddenly to go away, it's very difficult. So we need to understand that particular part, Prabhuji, and that is even mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 5.32 also, where till last 12 that urgent desires are generally not gone. One has to tolerate them till the last breath. So this practice is needed from very early in the age, that we need to understand. So now that's how it is. So the fire god gets attracted, and such is her beauty. And
Prabhuji, can you mute everybody? With a lot of background noise is coming, Prabhuji.
Okay. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So that's how it goes. So here, after the 10 sons, 10 sons are born. Like 10 sons are born to what do you say? To Shatadruti. Then king orders them. King orders them to go and perform austerities in forest. Can you imagine, Prabhuji and Matajis, why king told their sons to go to forest and perform austerities? Can anyone guess? These 10 sons are, by the way, called Prachetas as well. Prachetas. They are coming from the lineage of Prithu Maharaj. So they are called Prachetas too. And they are devotees of the Lord. Being born in such a lineage of Prithu, they are by default devotees of the Lord, and they live to forest on the order of their father. But generally, okay, let me put the question this way, Prabhuji and Matajis. Why in the earlier yugas, when the kings were there, they used to send their princes to forest for austerities? Can anyone guess?
So that they can they can understand all the problems of life, and then they can able to sustain, Prabhuji.
Yes, absolutely right, Prabhu. When you are in a palace, obviously, I have servants, I have soldiers, I have maids to look after me and everything. When you are living such a pleasurable life, it is very difficult to control, or growth in spiritual life is very difficult. So it is basically needed. Even even in these days also, I have seen personally when I was in Stockholm, I have seen brahmacharis. Actually, I have seen brahmacharis where they are from a rich families. They are from a rich families who have been living in the farmhouses, and they used to perform devotional services, and finally after spending some 3 to 4 years, they can choose the path where you want whether they wanted to be with like a brahmachari only till the complete life, or they wanted to adopt gruhasthashrama. When there is one Prabhuji, his name was Prema Madhudhwani Prabhu. He's American by nation. But he used to work in that farmhouse. Alvik farmhouse was there in Stockholm, where he used to be with us. And after I came out of Stockholm, he married another devotee as well. Her name is Alexa Mataji. So he married the devotee. So Prabhuji and Mataji, is not only that period. Of course, now we don't see that more often. But we need to understand that the kings used to send prince to the forest to perform these austerities and to live a life of a simple life, wherein life of a where they are tuned to the life of spiritual life. No, it is good for them in future as well. They, with that control, with that mind and sense control, they will learn very early in the age. Learning mind and sense control at the age of 70 or 80, it is very difficult. So we need to adopt that philosophy, or kings used to adopt that philosophy, that we will be sending his kids to become spiritually strong as well when they are in forest. And once they come, because ultimate destination is that only. After the kingdom, they look after the kingdom, and at the age of say around, once they become old again, they go back to the forest. So that the transition is very easy. Already they have performed something, and at the early age they have performed something, and the early age they will really remember that, especially less than 15 years or 16 years when they are doing it, they easily understand the things, grasp the things very soon, and it is very easy transition to leave the kingdom and go back to forest and live a spiritual life easily. So but can we think of our kids doing it, Prabhujis and Matajis? Can we think of our kids doing that? We want great rishis, great munis to be born in other families, but not in our homes. That is a harsh reality. We appreciate people. That wonderful initiative, Prabhuji, you have joined your kids in Gurukula. What a wonderful news, very wonderful values you are giving to your kids, Prabhu. But will you join? No. That is a harsh reality. I hope everyone is in sync with me, Prabhuji and Matajis.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So after Prachetas, that post retirement, they have to anyhow go to forest. So it is like a dry run, we say. For any major activity, we do a dry run. For example, quarterly results when they come in our company. I was part of one of the I used to work in infrastructure support in my early ages of early professional career, wherein I used to support the video conferencing estate of Infosys in Chennai location. So there used to be a quarterly results announcement where we need to ensure that everyone is connected in video conference, and the results are announced in video conference, and everyone is able to see it. Actual day will be today, but before that day we will do a dry run. Dry run in the sense, all the technical resources from all the places in Infosys, they will connect and see whether the network is working or not, and we can mute everyone together, or we can mute particular location together. Like that, we do a dry run. So even like that, this is a dry run for even the Prachetas. Anyhow, at that time, why kings used to send princes to forest is that is the reason. That is the reason that they can get a spiritual strength and spiritual power to face any situation in the life. So that's why they used to send. So
like a fire drill, Prabhuji. It's like a fire drill.
What is that, Prabhu?
It's like a fire drill.
Like a fire drill. Yeah, that's also right. Fire drill. So before, of course, the people take this fire drill very lightly, wherein security in the company, they ask them to go out, but they never leave. One client call is there, just 10 minutes, like that they will say. But fire drill means, as per process, everyone has to leave once the alarm rings. So that's a fire drill. So similarly, the same thing, we need to understand that at that time, why the kings used to send prince to forest, that is the reason. Okay, then, so Prachetas were going, and they have seen a very, so here, let me imagine it. So once Prachetas leave the kingdom and go to a place when they see a wonderful lake. I don't want to get into each and every sloka because time is very short. So we are going to try to wrap up. We need to understand that they leave the kingdom and they go to a location where they see a wonderful lake. And in that lake, when it is very calm and serene and very pleasant sounds, and there are some, it is very surprising to see that generally in a calm and serene place, we see the chirping of birds or animals sounds like that. But they were even hearing the musical instrument sound also. Wonderful music also they were hearing. Any idea why that musical instrument sounds are coming?
The Gandharvas, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there might be demigods, and in fact the point was even the Lord, the lake what we have seen, they would be surprised to see that Lord Shiva comes out of the lake. So he comes out of the lake, and he is a personality, you know. Lord Shiva is a personality who understands supreme personality of Godhead, and he glorifies. He know the position of Vishnu or Krishna. He know the position of Krishna. So, and whenever, you know, and he also is aware of these prachetas, the 10 sons that they are also devotees of the Lord. They are also devotees of the Lord. So all this story is going on when so he also understands, when Lord Shiva understands that supreme personality of Godhead is beyond the three middle modes. And Traigunalaki ye matram bandudu kani Shiv Krishnudu ye matram Traigunaలకు బంధుడు కాడనమాట. He never is influenced by the three modes of material nature, or he is beyond the material world, or whoever surrenders unto him is very dear to the Lord and also to Shiva. So that's the reason why Prabhuji and Mataji, Shiva deals with the people who are in mode of ignorance. And he doesn't like people approaching him for benediction, though he gives with mercy, but ultimately he loves devotees who are devoted to Lord Vishnu. And there might be a lot of sayings. See, Krishna, father of the material world, is Lord Shiva. ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి శివుడు తండ్రి. ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి శివుడు తండ్రి అయితే కృష్ణుడు ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలోనే పుట్టింది 5,000 ఏళ్ల క్రితం. సో కృష్ణ is always lower than Shiva. Krishna is always lower than Shiva because he has come to this world, and this world father is Lord Shiva. So these are some arguments what generally people present. So we need to understand, and Shiva understand that hierarchy with full clarity. Okay, so we need to understand that, and as I said, Shiva likes the devotees of Vasudeva more than the devotees of himself. Okay, so there are a lot of examples in the history where it is proven. When we have discussed, of course, this is a platform where I think no one will say no to me on this. That's why Shankara is called Shiva is called Bhola Shankara. He gives benediction without even understanding the repercussion sometimes. We have seen that in the pastime of Vritasur, or where he gets a benediction from Lord Shiva that whenever he keeps his hand on anyone, he would be bhasmified. Bhasmam అయిపోతారు. సో దట్ ఇస్ ద బెనిడిక్షన్. అలాంటి వరం శివుడి నుంచి పొందుతాడు. అంటే శివుడు ఎంత బోలాశంకరుడు అంటే, నేను ఈయన ఈ వరం ఇస్తే ఈయన వీడు ఈ వరాన్ని ఏ రకంగా మిస్యూజ్ చేస్తాడు, ఏ రకంగా దుర్వినియోగపరుచుకుంటాడు అనేది ఆలోచించకుండా వరాలు ఇస్తుంటాడు శివుడు. అది మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి ప్రభుజీ అండ్ మాతాజీ. అదే కృష్ణుడి విషయంలో నా సామిరంగా మొత్తం క్లియర్ అయిపోయాక కానీ వరం ఇవ్వడు కృష్ణుడు. అందుకని కృష్ణుడు చాలా మంది లైక్ చేయరు. Are you with me, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
అందుకని కృష్ణుడిని లైక్ చేయండి. ఎందుకంటే కృష్ణుడు వరాలు ఇచ్చా అంటే ఒక క్లారిటీ, ఒక బ్రాండ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది అనమాట కృష్ణుడి విషయంలో. అంటే ఊరికనే వరాలు ఇచ్చి తర్వాత రిపెంట్ అవ్వడాలు అలా ఉండదు కృష్ణుడి విషయంలో. కానీ బ్రహ్మ విషయంలో, శివుడి విషయంలో, ఏ డెమిగాడ్స్ విషయంలోనైనా సరే అది జరుగుతుంది. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఐ కెన్ స్ట్రాంగ్లీ సే దట్ దేర్ ఈస్ నో డెమిగాడ్ who has not been embarrassed by giving a benediction. వరాలు ఇచ్చాక పశ్చాత్తాపడిన సందర్భాలు చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అదే కృష్ణుడి విషయంలో లేనిది. కృష్ణుడిని లైక్ ఎందుకు చేయరంటే జనాలు వరాలు అంత ఈజీగా ఇవ్వడం, వరాలు ఇచ్చేది ఓన్లీ మనలో మన ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ అయ్యాకనే వరాలు ఇస్తాడు కృష్ణుడు. That is again time and again proved in lot of pastimes. I don't want to get into that. Dhruva Maharaj, he has come for a planet, but later it got like this. So we need to understand that Shiva is loves the company of devotees of Vaishnava, and he that importance he gives the association for the devotees, that we need to understand. So manaku as we discussed, మనం ఈ పర్టికులర్ సెషన్ ని నాలుగు భాగాలుగా విభజించాం. We have divided this session into four ways. So this is the same thing. We don't want to get into all these things in detail. So the prachetas meet Lord Shiva. So Shivudu aa prachetalni kalustadu anamata. So here is the shloka where Krishna's devotees is dear to me, where Shiva says, yah param ramhasa sakshat triguna jiva samjinini tat భగవంతం వాసుదేవం ప్రపన్నస ప్రియోహినే. అంటే నాకు ఎవరైతే వాసుదేవుడు అంటే విష్ణువుకి ఎవరైతే ప్రియులో వాళ్ళు నాకు ఆటోమేటిక్గా ప్రియులు అని చెప్తున్నాడు లార్డ్ శివ ఇన్ ద 28th శ్లోక ఇన్ ద 4th canto 23rd chapter, sorry 24th chapter. So where is that 24th? Yeah, here it is. I'll quickly read the exact translation what we have, where 24th, yes. So Indra, what is he saying? 28th sloka, right? Yeah, here is 28th sloka. Yeah, he says, Lord Shiva continued, any person, again ఈ కొటేషన్ మీరు ఎక్కడైనా కొట్టుకోవచ్చండి. ఎవరైతే శివుడు గొప్ప కృష్ణుడు కంటే అన్నదానికి ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఒకటి చెప్పాను. ఇది ఇంకోటి వచ్చేసి దిస్ ఇస్ అనదర్ శ్లోక వేర్ హి సేస్, లార్డ్ శివ సేస్, ఎనీ పర్సన్ హూ ఈస్ సరెండర్డ్ టు ద సుప్రీం పర్సనాలిటీ ఆఫ్ గాడ్ హెడ్ కృష్ణ, ద కంట్రోలర్ ఆఫ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, మెటీరియల్ నేచర్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ద లివింగ్ ఎంటిటీ, ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ వెరీ డియర్ టు మీ, very very dear to me. So that's what even Lord Shiva quotes about it. And again here we talk about the preceding deities. So 33 to 43 he talks about manaku here Lord Shiva mentions ante veellu prachetalu vachaka he tries to guide them on how to devote themselves to Vishnu properly, how to do the prayers properly, ఎలా మనం ఇది చేసుకోవాలి అనేది మనం చెప్పుకోవాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను దీనికి సరైన ఉదాహరణ అని చెప్పుకోలేను, బట్ ఐ జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు రిలేట్ ఇన్ మై రియల్ లైఫ్. ఏంటంటే నాకు నేను ఇన్ఫోసిస్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు వీ హ్యావ్ ఏ కల్చర్, వెదర్ సిఇఓ వచ్చినా పర్లేదు, సిఓ వచ్చినా పర్లేదు, వీ ఆల్వేస్ యూస్ టు కాల్ బై నేమ్. అప్పుడు సిఓ క్రిస్ గోపాలకృష్ణన్. సో ఆయనంతటి వాడే వచ్చినప్పుడు నేను పర్సనల్గా ఐ యూస్ టు అకామిడేట్ హిమ్ ఫర్ ద వీడియో కాన్ఫరెన్స్. దెన్ ఐ యూస్ టు నేమ్ హిమ్ బై క్రిస్ ఓన్లీ, నెవర్ ఆ సర్ మేడం అనే కల్చర్ ఉండేది కాదనమాట. సో అది నేను ఇన్ఫోసిస్ నుంచి టీసీఎస్ వచ్చాక ఇన్ ద వెరీ ఫస్ట్ అకౌంట్ ఐ వర్క్ విత్ ఇన్ టీసీఎస్, మా బాస్ నాకు చెప్పారనమాట, మహేష్ ఆయన సీనియర్ ఇక్కడ టీసీఎస్లో 25 ఏళ్ళు పెద్ద, సో కొంచెం పేరు పెట్టి పిలవమాకండి, సార్ అని పిలవండి అని చెప్పారు. ఎనీవే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ క్యాచింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ రాంగ్ విత్ ఇట్, but this is something, we don't do anything wrong, but sometimes we try to guide them. అలాగే అలా ప్రచేతాలు తప్పు చేశారనే ఉద్దేశం కాదు ఇక్కడ, బట్ లార్డ్ శివ he knows that all the 10 prachetas who are there, they are also devotees of the Lord, but he wanted to guide them further on how to offer prayers and how to do the offering or prayers to presiding deities. So when we talk about the preceding deities, the first part of the Rudra Gita is about how to do the prayers to preceding deities. Our preceding deities evaro chappagalra Prabhuji and Mataji? Who are those? First of all, tell me how many preceding deities are there as per Lord Shiva? Any guesses? How many? How many preceding deities? Preceding deities ni Telugulo ఏమంటారో నాకు కరెక్ట్గా రావట్లేదు ప్రభుజీ. ఐఎమ్ రియలీ సారీ ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్. బట్ preceding deities represent each and every form. పోనీ ఈ డైలాగ్ విన్నారా? నేను అంతఃకరణ శుద్ధితో ఈ రాష్ట్రాన్ని సరిగ్గా పరిపాలిస్తాను. వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ అంతఃకరణ శుద్ధి? అంతఃకరణ
మనసా వాచా కర్మణ.
మనసా వాచా కర్మ. వండర్ఫుల్. మనసా వాచా కర్మ. నెక్స్ట్, ఎనీ మోర్ గెసెస్? అంతఃకరణ, what is the meaning?
Internal purification.
Internal purification. So let me try to elaborate this antakarana. Antakarana, as per the scriptures, and now we will go back to the next slide also showing the same thing. Antakarana represent the four things. Number one, consciousness. Number two, false ego. Number three, mind. Number four, intelligence. Consciousness, false ego, mind, and intelligence. These are the four items where we are trying to purify within us through that preceding deities. And the preceding deities are these, Prabhujis. So there are, this is the first part what I mentioned, where Lord Shiva is informing Prachetas, the 10 Prachetas. He is informing that we need to do the devotion towards the Lord in this manner, where he is guiding them on how to do this. We need to first offer obeisances to Vasudeva, who is the preceding deity of consciousness, Sankarshana, who is the preceding deity of false ego, Pradyumna, who is the preceding deity of intelligence, Aniruddha, who is the preceding deity of a mind. So that's what he's talking about. So he's sincerely requesting Vasudeva to purify his consciousness, so that we are our concentration is only deviated from the material attachments and more inclined towards the lotus feet of the Lord. So he is trying to request to purify ourselves, to have our consciousness more pure. Similarly, Sankarshana, preceding deity of false ego. So we need to get away from the bodily identification of ourselves, and we need to concentrate, or we need to have remove. అరే నాకు ఈ బిరుదులు ఉన్నాయి, నేను ఎంటెక్ చేశాను, నేను చాలా ఇది చేశాను. సో ఆ ఫాల్స్ ఈగోలు అనేవి ఎక్కడ పనికిరాదు ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్. we have proven time and again, there are lot of CEOs, lot of big people who have committed the suicide also. Ante they can't bear, till that point they feel that they are great. Their false ego says that I am there in this position, so anything is under my control. But it is not. I don't want to get into that mode, but we need to understand that when we are worshipping Lord Vishnu, we have to keep that false ego and give, let me not go through that mode. Dear Sankarshana, please purify me such that my false ego is not getting attached to the material attachments and designations what I have. So that's the thing what we need to do prayers for. Third one is Pradyumna, preceding deity of intelligence. So to provide an intelligence where I'm able to engage myself in the service of the Lord. Okay, I mean, just for the example, Prabhuji and Mataji, when I say about consciousness, recently when we had a session in Vihanga, one Mataji has come. She has fallen from the steps. I mean, by mistake, she has fallen from the steps. So she told Prabhuji, నేను ఇలా పడ్డాను, లక్కీగా నేను మొత్తం డ్యామేజ్, జస్ట్ కొంచెం డిస్టర్బ్ అయింది కానీ మొత్తం పడలేదు, కృష్ణ ఎలాగోలా సేవ్ చేశాడు నన్ను అన్నది ఆవిడ. But there might be some people who might be saying that why builder has built this particular height here, it would have struck me, right? But immediately she got her into mind that Krishna is the controller of things. I was lucky to be part of that session where she was saying. Similarly, I mean, one of our satsang Matajis were saying, "Arey, abbai enta cute unnadu kada." And chinna baby, some 4 to 5 months baby, where we have seen the video of that 4 to 5 months baby in one of our WhatsApp groups, and he was very cute. He was very cute, and she was appreciating that boy in one way, but. And she was even thinking, అరే మోర్ అంటే మన భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలో పుట్టిన చిన్న బేబీయే ఇంత ముద్దుగా ఉండింటే 5300 ఏళ్ల క్రితం కృష్ణుడు పుట్టింటే ఇంకా ఎంత ముద్దుగా ఉండేవాడు. I mean, Prabhuji and Matajis, we need to develop that consciousness when we go beyond this materialistic boundaries. So that we need to understand. So Shiva is requesting Prachetas to first do prayers for these 4 preceding deities. So third one was preceding deity of intelligence. Similarly, there is a 4th deity, that is Aniruddha. Aniruddha is another 4th deity who is the preceding deity of mind, wherein we are requesting mind to not deviate from the lotus feet, and we are trying to only think about Krishna. He's requesting that we should not deviate. So that is the reason why, why before a discourse starts, we do a prayers, so that mind, please, Maya Devini, ma mind lo Ranivaku, and let me try to concentrate on the session, what is going on. So we are requesting that preceding deity, when we are in devotion, please, the mind, please help me. So we are requesting preceding deity like Aniruddha to do that. So, the functions of mind, there are a lot of, there are 3 main functions of mind, where it engages in thinking, willingness, and feeling also. That feel everything should be tagged with Krishna, not with other things. So that's what we are talking about. So this Antakarana is the same thing: mind, ego, intelligence, and consciousness. So that's what he tells Prachetas, that we need to be very pray these 4 deities when we are doing it. So Shiva also offers prayers to the other demigods like Surya, Brahma, Agni, Chandra, Soma, Vayu, and all. Also, he does the prayers to help him to move forward in our spiritual life. So that covers the first part, where Lord Shiva tells Prachetas that this is how we need to start. We need to ensure that all the preceding deities have to be properly prayed across. Okay. Now comes the second part. The second part is about glorification of the Lord, glorification of the wonderful form of the Lord. Okay, so directly we are going to the 44th shloka, where we are trying to glorify the beautiful form of the Lord, where in the 44th shloka it is said, Darshanam no didrukshnanam dehi bhagavatarchitam rupam priyatamamam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam. So he is trying to insist. Let me try to read the translation exactly what is happening in 44. So 44, it says, yeah, the meaning of this shloka, it says, my dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form. For only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all the demands of the senses. Krishna might be having lot of forms. Some people might be thinking the Virata form of Krishna is ultimate, where you are able to see the entire forms of Krishna, how people are born and how people are going, and seeing. When some people, it looks very gigantic in nature. When Krishna gives a Virata form, it gives a gigantic picture. Bhutona bhavishyat laga untadi a picture. సో అది అది మనం చూడాలనుకుంటాం, కానీ నిజంగా చూడటం చాలా కష్టం. ప్రభు చేసిన మాతాజీ, అర్జునుడు లాంటి వాడే విరాట స్వరూపం చూశారు, ఉణికాడు. He trembled like anything after seeing the Virata form of Krishna. So the people like Arjuna himself were not able to withstand the Virata form. So what are we? So that is the reason why the point of insisting here, what he is telling, that I wanted to see the form of Krishna, that though Krishna has lot of forms, even people leave about the Virata form. Even people, if Narasimha Swami comes right in front of you, can you imagine? Can you withhold? No. So sometimes, we need to be practical, and this is a practical thing what has been mentioned in the 44th sloka, where he's requesting to see the form where most of the devotees like to see Krishna. In what way Krishna has to be seen? Similarly, Chaturbhuja form also, it is very difficult to imagine, to see directly. So most pleasing form, I think everyone will agree, that is the Tribhanga form. Tribhanga form what we have. Okay, so that's what he's been insisting, that we wanted to see the form of Krishna where devotees like to see him. So he's insisting on that that particular part, that that particular form which is there, where all devotees like it, really very satisfying to all the senses. That's what he's been told about in the 45 and 46 sloka. Sum total of all beauty, beautiful eyes, beautiful face, beautiful teeth, beautiful ears, beautiful brows. So that's what he's been said in 45th sloka, where it says Snigdha Pravrut Ghanas Shamam Sarva Saundarya Sangraham Charva Ayata Chaturbahu Sujata Ruchirananam. That's what is being said here. So Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. As the rainfall glisters, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has 4 arms and an exquisitely beautiful face, with eyes like a lotus petals, a beautiful, highly raised nose, a mind-attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. Prabhuji and Mataji, oka prashna adutanu. గులాబ్ జామున్ని మీరు చూస్తే గిన మీకు ఏ పర్టికులర్ సెన్స్ ఇమీడియట్ గా ఇదవుతుంది, అట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది? ప్రభు రైట్. అలాగే మనం కూడా మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ థింగ్స్ లో, మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్ లో ఉంటే ఒక్కొక్క వస్తువు చూస్తే ఒక్కొక్క సెన్స్ బాగా ఆనందపడుతుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇప్పుడు మా పాప ఉంది, మా పాప ఏదైనా మంచి పాట చూస్తుంది అనుకోండి, పాట చూస్తే అంతే ఐస్ అంతా అలా గుడ్ల గుబిలాగా అవుతాయి ఆటోమేటిక్గా. సో ఓన్లీ వన్ సెన్స్ ఈజ్ గెటింగ్ అట్రాక్టెడ్. అలాగనే ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక తీసుకున్న గులాబ్ జామున్ ఉంది అనుకోండి, ఒకటి మన టంగ్ అట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఒక్కొక్క సెన్స్కి, ఒక్కొక్క యాక్టివిటీకి, ఒక్కొక్క ఆబ్జెక్ట్కి దెర్ ఇస్ ఇన్ material world, for each and every object there is a possibility that only one sense might be attracted, but it is not in the case of Krishna. It is not in the case of Krishna. Krishna flute వాయిస్తే మన ఇయర్ కి ప్లెజర్, మన చెవులకి ప్లెజర్. కృష్ణుడు ఫేస్ చూస్తే మన కళ్ళకు ప్లెజర్. మన మంచి డ్రెస్ వేసి, గార్లాండ్ వేసి, అట్ ద లోటస్ ఫీట్ ఆఫ్ కృష్ణ మనం పూలు ఏమైనా చల్లితే ఆ పూల యొక్క సువాసన మన 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 ముక్కుకి ఆస్వాదాన్ని ఇస్తుంది, మనకి హ్యాపీనెస్ ఇస్తుంది, ప్లెజర్ ఇస్తుంది. అలానే ఫుడ్, ప్రసాదం, కృష్ణుడికి ఆఫర్ చేసిన ప్రసాదం మనం తింటే మనకి టంగ్, మౌత్ అన్ని ప్లెజర్. సో వెన్ కృష్ణ బ్లెసెస్, ఇట్ గివ్స్ ఈవెన్ మన కృష్ణుడు మనకి బ్లెస్ చేసిన, ఇట్ గివ్స్ ఎ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ టచ్ యాజ్ వెల్. అండ్ లక్కీలీ మన గిరిరాజ్ ప్రభు లాంటి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, హూ ఆర్ 2 times ఇనిషియేటెడ్. దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ప్లెజర్ ఆఫ్ టచింగ్ ద డీటీస్ అండ్ సర్వింగ్ దెమ్ ఇన్ పర్సన్, బట్ దట్ వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్. So Krishna is the ultimate or sum total of all beauty, where all the senses of a person can be engaged in pleasureful, can experience the pleasure. That's what we are trying to convey the point. And even it is said, even when you are coming to touch, it's not only about when you are serving the deities, but also one of the Guru Maharajas in one of the lectures, he says, when we are chanting our beads, యాక్చువల్లీ రీసెంట్గా నేను కొంచెం ఇంతకుముందు ఓన్లీ చిన్న బీట్స్తో చేసేవాడిని నేను చాంటింగ్. ఇంతకుముందు నేను చిన్న బీట్స్తో చాంటింగ్ చేసేవాడిని. సో రీసెంట్గా నేను పెద్ద బీట్స్ తెచ్చుకున్నాను. సో ఆ పెద్ద బీట్స్ని చాంటింగ్ చేస్తుంటే, ఓకే, లెట్ మీ టెల్ దిస్. యాక్చువల్ గురు మహారాజ్ ఏం చెప్పారంటే, we need to when we are chanting one by one, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare అని మనం చాంటింగ్ చేస్తుంటే అట, ఆ టచ్ని, అదేదైతే మనం ఆ థంబ్తో టచ్ చేస్తూ దాన్ని తీస్తుంటామో, వీ షుడ్ ఫీల్ దట్ వీఆర్ టచింగ్ ద 5 fingers ఆఫ్ ద లార్డ్స్ లెగ్. లోటస్ ఫీట్లో ఉన్న ఫింగర్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, ఆ ఫింగర్స్ని మనం టచ్ చేస్తున్నట్టుగా ఫీల్ అవ్వాలట ఒక్కొక్క మహామంత్రం చదువుతున్నప్పుడు. So it's also a pleasurable activity through the sense of touch. So that we need to understand, Prabhujis and Matajis, where we are trying to convey the point that Krishna is the reservoir of all the pleasures. Through all the senses, we can experience that pleasure through Krishna. But in middle world, it's not like that. So అందుకనే ఆయన్ని సర్వ సౌందర్య సంగ్రహం అన్నారు. సర్వ సౌందర్య సంగ్రహం అని ఇక్కడ చెప్పబడ్డది అనమాట. ఎందుకు సర్వ సౌందర్య సంగ్రహం? ఎందుకంటే he gives, I mean, it's not only Krishna, it's not only about Krishna's form, but also his heart. His heart is also very beautiful. How his heart is very beautiful? How his heart is very beautiful ante, because even whatever the activity he does, he gives credit to his devotees. లేకపోతే ఏం అవసరం అండి? ఏం అవసరం అర్జునుడికి తన మోకాళ్ళతో కృష్ణుడిని టచ్ చేస్తూ ఈ డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్ళాలంటే, కుడివైపు డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్ళాలంటే అర్జునుడు మోకాళ్ళతో కృష్ణుడిని వెనకాల ఇలా అనాలన్నమాట. అంటే దాన్ని తన్నటం అనరు, బట్ లెగ్స్తో టచ్ చేయటమే కదా, ఇండైరెక్ట్లీ. సో కృష్ణ ఈజ్ సచ్ ఏ గ్రేట్ లార్డ్ వేర్ he can do anything for his devotees. He can do anything for his devotees to please his devotees. That is Krishna. Labhute, can you imagine, Prabhu? I mean, there are so many gurus in our parampara where they cry. ఎంత ఉదార స్వభావుడు కృష్ణుడు. తన కాళ్ళతో టచ్ చేయించుకొని, అర్జునుడి యొక్క కాళ్ళతో టచ్ చేయించుకొని హీస్ షోయింగ్ ద డైరెక్షన్స్. ఆ కృష్ణ, నువ్వు రైట్ డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్ళాలంటే మన అర్జునుడు రైట్ లెగ్తో కృష్ణుడి భుజం వైపు ఇలా తంతాడనమాట. తన్నటం అనరు, యాక్చువల్లీ హీ గివ్స్ ఎ డైరెక్షన్. ఎంత ఉదార స్వభావుడు కృష్ణుడు. బట్ ఇంత చేసినప్పటికీ, ఇంత మహాభారత యుద్ధం జరిగినప్పటికీ, ఇంతమంది చనిపోయిన, అంటే చాలా మంది అనే కౌరవులన్నిటిని అందరినీ మన భీముడు చేసిన, అర్జునుడు చంపిన, వీళ్ళందరూ చెప్పిన క్రెడిట్ ఎవరికి ఇచ్చారు? అర్జునుడు పాండవులకే ఇచ్చాడు. అంత చేయించిందంటే కృష్ణుడే, కానీ క్రెడిట్ ఎవరికి ఇస్తున్నాడు? పాండవులకి ఇస్తున్నాడు. దట్ ఈస్ కృష్ణ. అదే ఇప్పుడు మన కార్పొరేట్ వరల్డ్లో చూడండి, ఎవడో ఏదో చేస్తే వాడి క్రెడిట్ తీసుకుంటాం అనమాట. ఈవెన్ మన లైవ్ ప్రస్తుతం ఉన్న కార్పొరేట్ వరల్డ్లో కూడా జరుగుతుంది ఇదే. కష్టపడి చేసేది ఒకడు, ఆ మెయిల్ తీసుకొని వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళ లీడర్షిప్కి ప్రొజెక్షన్ చేసుకునే పర్సనాలిటీస్ చాలామంది ఉన్నారు. That you can see, Prabhuji and Mataji, in our current world, in the real world, we see these sort of things, many things like that, where people take credit for doing anything else. ఏం చేద్దాం, టెక్నికల్ రిసోర్సెస్కి ఏమో ఎలా ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలనే క్లారిటీ ఉండదు. దట్స్ అప్ టు ఓన్లీ ద మేనేజ్మెంట్ హూ నీడ్స్ టు యాక్చువల్లీ ప్రొజెక్ట్ దెమ్, need to appreciate them, recognize them to the higher leadership. But rarely people do that sometimes. We need to imbibe. That's one of the leadership qualities, and in the corporate world, it is being taught to the leadership teams that we need to recognize people. We need to learn from Krishna. And it is a wonderful lesson for the corporate worlds as well. సో అలాగా ఎలా అయితే మన ఇంత జరిగినప్పటికీ ఆ క్రెడిట్ మొత్తం కృష్ణుడు పాండవులకే ఇస్తాడు, నథింగ్ ఎల్స్. అండ్ అలానే చతుర్బాహు, చర్వయుత చతుర్బాహు అంటే 4, అంటే 4 ఆర్మ్, చతుర్భుజ ఆకారం, చతుర్భుజ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ కృష్ణ. సో తన స్మైల్ కూడా ఎంత ప్లెజెంట్ అనేది కూడా చెప్పబడడం జరిగింది. అంటే ఈవెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కంపేర్డ్ లైక్ లోటస్ ఐస్ కానివ్వండి, నోస్ కానివ్వండి, ఈవెన్ ఐబ్రోస్ కానివ్వండి, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ బ్యూటిఫుల్ అని చెప్పబడుతుంది. లార్డ్ స్మైల్ ఈజ్ సచ్ ఏ బ్యూటిఫుల్ వే. So material senses, Krishna is satisfied of all senses. That's what we are telling about. Okay, so alage Krishna's navel ante mana evaru, sometimes it is said, manaki Krishnudu navel nunchi em vastuntayi Prabhuji and Mataji? What does come out of Krishna's navel? Can anyone say?
Brahma.
Brahmandas, universes vastayi bayatiki. So it is even said that when universes come out, they actually will think, అరే నేను ఎందుకు వచ్చాను, ఇక్కడ చక్కగా హాయిగానే ఉన్నాను కదా, నేను బయటకు వస్తున్నాను ఏంటి అని బాధపడుతూ బయటకు వస్తాడట. బట్ anyway, it's Krishna's will why it has to come, and they follow the order of Krishna. So from Krishna's nabhi, Krishna's navel, all the universes come out. So that's what is being mentioned in this 46 to 50, 51 to 52 slokas. Like Lord's deep navel and beautiful belly is let me quickly read those slokas. So 46 to 47 already we read. Now 47 to 48 sloka. I'm just reading the translation, Prabhuji and Matajis, where he says, the Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile. The Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly and his garments waving in the wind, appearing like flying saffron pollen from lotus flowers. His glittering earrings, shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle bells, waist belt, and various other bodily ornaments combine with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kaustubha pearl on his chest. That is 46 to 48. Now 49, the Lord's shoulder and chest. And he's describing the form of the Lord. Describing the form of the Lord. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and applets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kaustubha Mani pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Srivatsa, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beautiful defeats a gold testing stone as well. Okay, so now Lord's deep navel and beautiful belly. Here in the 50th sloka, it is mentioned. The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to three ripples in the flesh. 3 ripples in the flesh. That's 6-pack under 3-pack. 3 ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree. And when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe prouded of it and yet again wishes to go back. Wishes to go back. Okay, so that's what is being told about in this shloka, Prabhuji and Mataji. Similarly, in 51 to 52 also, it is mentioned generally everyone describes from the Prabhuji and Mataji, mana Rudra Gita kinu జనరల్గా ఉద్ధవ్ గీత రుద్రగీత భగవద్గీత ఎవరైనా ఏ డివోటీ అయినా మనం లార్డ్ని డిస్క్రైబ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇన్ విచ్ సీక్వెన్స్ హీ గోస్ ఎనీ ఐడియా? ఎక్కడి నుంచి మనం గ్లోరిఫై చేస్తుంటాం? లార్డ్ కృష్ణ ఫామ్ ని గ్లోరిఫై చేసేటప్పుడు ఏ పార్ట్ నుంచి మనం గ్లోరిఫై చేస్తుంటాము?
We start from the lotus feet.
Yes, we start from the lotus feet. పాద పద్మముల దగ్గర నుంచి మనం జనరల్ గా డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తాం. కానీ రుద్రగీత స్పెషాలిటీ ఇదే. And someone asked the speciality of Rudragita is the one. He starts the description from the face. From the face and he comes down. I think, I'm really sorry, I might not be knowing, but it is true that no other Gita or no other devotee has described Lord Krishna from the face to lotus feet. And it is only Shiva who did that. So that is the specialty. That only a Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho, like best devotee of the Lord, only can do that. So that's what we talk about. So that way we say that Rudragita is very special, and this is a very one of the easiest parameter to remember Rudragita, where Lord has been described from the face till the feet. Okay, so that's the second part what we have covered. Now the third part we will be covering about the importance of Bhakti Yoga. Importance of Bhakti Yoga, now it comes from the 53rd. That is here it is Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. That's what already we discussed. Now it is about glories of Bhakti. So glories of Bhakti starts. So Bhakti is the topmost, is what is being said by Lord Shiva. So the beautiful form can be attained only through Bhakti Yoga, that is being insisted upon by Lord Shiva. So see, Prabhuji and Mataji's Bhakti is something. Okay, let me ask this question. Can you see any item in this material world or any other world where a item can get more better and better by the time passes.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat? Somehow feeble the network.
నేను మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను. ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలో కానివ్వండి, లేకపోతే ఆధ్యాత్మిక ప్రపంచంలో కానివ్వండి, ఈజ్ దేర్ అంటే ఏదైనా వస్తువు కానీ ఏదైనా ఐటమ్ కానీ ఉందా, ఏదైతే ఏజ్ అయ్యే కొద్దీ, టైం పాస్ అయ్యే కొద్దీ అది ఇంకా మెరుగుపడుతూ ఉంటుందట. అలాంటిది ఏదైనా ఐటమ్ ఉందా? Let me put the question in English again. Is there any item or any concept in the world where it gets better by the time passes away?
Bhakti.
Devotion only.
Devotion only. Okay. అందరు భక్తులు కాబట్టి ఇలా చెప్పారు మాతాజీ అండ్ ప్రభుజీ. బట్ ఒక వేగ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అదే నేను ఈ సెషన్ కింద వేరే వాళ్ళలో పెట్టాను అనుకోండి, ప్రాబబ్లీ బాగా భౌతికంగా బాగా ఇంక్లైన్ అయిన వాళ్ళని పెట్టాను అనుకోండి, వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చే సమాధానం ఏంటో తెలుసా? వైన్. ఎస్, భలే చెప్పారు. ఎవరు ప్రభు చెప్పింది?
లాస్ట్ బెంచ్ స్టూడెంట్
సచ్చా ప్రభు. ఓకే. సో ప్రాబబ్లీ మాతాజీస్కి తెలియదేమో, బట్ జనరలీ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ టాక్ మాతాజీ. అంటే నాకు కూడా ఇవన్నీ నేను ఈ లండన్ లో స్టాక్హోమ్ లో ఉన్నాను కాబట్టి తెలిసింది. వైన్ గెట్స్ బెటర్ బై ద ఏజ్ అట. టేస్ట్, వైన్ యొక్క టేస్ట్ అంట మనకు టైం గడిచే కొద్ది టేస్ట్ బాగా ఉంటుందట. Okay, but that is very good answer, but that is not that will not sustain for thousands and thousands of years, Prabhujis and Matajis. Okay, so that also it doesn't satisfy. It might satisfy for some period of a time where it gives more taste by the time goes away, maximum till 100 or 200 years, but not that. So I think Sacha Prabhu mundu hesitate ayyar cheppadaniki. నేను ఓపెన్ అప్ అయ్యాక he told. But everyone is right, Prabhuji and Matajis. Bhakti is the one where it, even whether you are there in this life or not, this content is always in increasing proportion. It never decreases. It might stay at that situation, but it might increase, or it might stay at that situation, but it never go below the standard. That's the speciality of Bhakti. Adi manam ardham chesukovali. So devotee love and affection increases. Love and affection towards the Lord increases life after life, but never ceases. So for material things, it might get decreased. That we need to understand. So aspect of a devotee's association is more valuable here. And you know, result of meditating on this form, freedom from fear of death and purification of the soul. So that's what is being told about in the 53rd sloka. And you are obtainable only by bhakti. That's what is being told in 54th sloka. I don't want to get into all this in the interest of time, but this pure devotional is something which is very, very rare. Very, very rare, Prabhuji and Mataji. Very, very rare. And I wanted to read this time. Death cannot touch a devotee. 56th sloka. I thought it is interesting. So I just wanted to read that. Yatra nirvishtam aranam krutanto nabhimanyate vishwam vidhamsayam virya Saurya Visfurjita Bhruva. Simply by expansion of his eyebrows, invincible time personified can immediately vanquish the entire universe. However, formidable time does not approach the devotee who has taken complete shelter at your lotus feet. At your lotus feet. Ani man ardham chesukovali ikkada. So Prabhuji and Mataji, ee time ane factor, I mean, it will not impact a devotee. When sometimes, you know, I think I try to contemplate. I mean, manaku chala sessions lo ivi cheppabadindi anamata. Entadi devotee, the death of a devotee and a non-devotee is compared already. I think everyone being in wonderful satsang, everyone knows that it is compared to a cat, rat and its baby. I don't want to get into that, but how is it? Ela jarugutundొచ్చు, అసలు ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది? అంటే that's very inexplicable to say, but మనం chanting చేస్తున్నా, chanting somehow when Lord promises that he will do it, Prabhuji and Mataji. And you know, sometimes I feel whenever the devotees are leaving the body, that consciousness automatically Lord creates as well. When at the time of leaving the body, ఎందుకంటే మనకంతటూ మనకి ఆ పవర్ లేదు, బట్ వీఆర్ సమ్హౌ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ ద లార్డ్. బట్ he will create a situation where when you are practicing devotional service, he will create a situation where you are, if not in the 24 hours, at 5 or 10 minutes you are really devoted to Lord's form, and you are completely engaged in the Lord's form for at least that 5 to 10 minutes in that 24 hours, and he will see that time, that 5 to 10 minutes slot to take you. I'm just contemplating, Prabhuji and Mataji, because sometimes it looks very impractical to think, you know, మనకు వచ్చిన CBSE ICSE చదువుల వల్ల ఏంట్రా బాబు ఏది పోతేనంట ఆయన ముద్దు తల్లి నోట్లో తన పిల్లని తీసుకెళ్తున్నట్ట అంట, ఏంటి గోలా, ఏంటిది, అసలు ఏమైనా లాజికల్గా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, ఎందుకనే బాసు ఈ వేదిక స్ట్రక్చర్స్ నేను అసలు చదవను, వాటి పక్కకే వెళ్ళను అని చాలా మంది అనుకుంటారు. బట్ వెన్ వీ డూ రిగరస్ చాంటింగ్, ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్, వెన్ డూ యూ, అది కూడా బ్రహ్మముహూర్తంలో చేసే చాంటింగ్ చాలా, ఐ మీన్ you really get realized, you know, when exactly, I mean, even the leaving the body. I mean, I have seen so many devotees who have left the body early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. I heard recently one of the devotees also left the body very early in the morning, the Brahma Muhurta. And there are some devotees who leave the body on a Ekadashi day. I mean, it's not that devotees have never left the body apart from Brahma Muhurta and this thing, but Krishna, I think in some way, he takes care that who is really engaged and serious in devotional service, he will take that slot, even if you're not, ఏదో నామకే వాస్తే మనం 16 రౌండ్లు గంట ముప్పావు చాంటింగ్ చేసినా మనకి ఆ గంట ముప్పావులో గంట దాకా అయితే అరే హరే కృష్ణ అనుకుంటాం, అబ్బా ఆఫీస్లో వాడు ఇలా అన్నాడు, అరే నన్ను ఇలా మా ఆవిడ ఇలా అంది, ఎందుకు అలా అంది, నన్ను ఇలా హర్ట్ చేశారు, హరే కృష్ణ మాట్లాడుకుంటాం. కానీ ఇన్ దట్ 16 rounds of chanting, there might be at least 5 or 10 minutes of a slot where you sincerely put your mind on the lotus feet. And I think that Krishna will see that slot and pick you up. Of course, externally, tanto relate ayina vallu, they might be feeling a lot, but that's how the slot he will take it. I think that's what I feel he does it. And that situation, that's what we should never leave devotional service. So that's what is being insisted by Lord Shiva to Prachetas also. So even half a moment of association, such bhakta is superior to Swarga and Moksha. It is said in the 57th shloka, if one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma or jnana. What interest then can he have in the benedictions of demigods who are subjected to the laws of birth and death? అంటే ఇది కూడా ఏంటంటే ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్ దీన్ని కూడా పోల్చడం జరిగింది. ఒక తరాజు అంటే ఆ బ్యాలెన్స్ చూసే తక్కిడియా ఇది అంటారు దాన్ని, తెలుగులో తక్కిడే కదా ప్రభు అనేది, తక్కిడే కదా, తక్కిడిలో ఆ తక్కిడి కింద తీసుకుంటే ఆ తక్కిడిలో కింద మీరు అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఏం ప్రభు త్రాసు, హిందీలో తరాజు అంటారు, తెలుగులో త్రాసు ఆ తక్కిడి, పల్లెటూరులో తక్కిడి అంటారు ప్రభు. సో ఆ తక్కిడిలో ఒకవైపు మనం ఈ అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ డివోటీ అంటే half a moment of association of devotee. There are ample examples in the world, in the history or in our scriptures, what is the association of a devotee makes. అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ డివోటీ ఒక పారామీటర్ కింద పెట్టి ఒకవైపు పెట్టి అండ్ స్వర్గము మోక్షము ఒకవైపు పెట్టామనుకోండి, ఇట్ బికమ్స్ వెరీ హెవీ అట. దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ సెడ్ ఇన్ శాస్త్రాస్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద పవర్ ఆఫ్ అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ డివోటీ. That's what been said in 57 and 58 sloka. Association of devotee is Lord's real mercy. Lord's real mercy. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the cause of all auspicious things and the destroyer of all the contaminations of sin. I therefore beg your Lordship to bless me by the association of your devotees who are completely purified by worshipping your lotus feet and who are so mercifully upon the conditioned souls. I think that your real benediction will be to allow me to associate with such devotees. That's what he's craving for. That's what he's been talking about, describing the glories of when there are a lot of devotees, Prabhujis and Matajis, where devotees are proven unagitated and absorbed. Yalanti situation uchina. You know, Prabhujis and Matajis, devotees, it's my personal experience also. యాక్చువల్లీ ఒక రజోగుణం మనిషి ఎలా అనుకుంటాడంటే, రజోగుణం మనిషి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి అరే సత్వగుణం మనుషులు అంటే ఎవర్రా బాబు అని అన్నారు అనుకోండి, అంతేగిన రజోగుణం మనిషి జనరల్గా చెప్పే నేను ప్రాక్టికల్గా చూసిన డెఫినేషన్ చెప్తున్నాను అనమాట. ఏంటంటే సత్వగుణం మనిషి ఎవరంటే, ఒక చంపగిన పడగలమని కొట్టామనుకో సెకండ్ చంప కూడా చూపిస్తారు కదా, వాళ్ళు సత్వగుణం మనుషులు అని అంటారు కొంతమంది. కానీ Prabhuji's and Mataji's, నేను లైవ్గా చూసిన Prabhuji's and Mataji's, devotees know somehow by the knack, you know, devotees somehow they understand and they even a sense చేయగలరు అనమాట. స్నిఫ్ they can sniff, అరే ఇక్కడ కాసేపట్లో ప్రాబ్లం రాబోతుంది కాబట్టి they try to avoid the problem. They don't get into the problem, then resolve it. చూసావా నా కష్టపూర్వకంగా నేను సాల్వ్ చేసుకున్నా, అది నా కష్టం అని ఎగర్రు వాళ్ళు. రజోగుణ మనుషులు ఎదుగుతారు, వాళ్ళు ముందు ప్రాబ్లంలోకి దిగుతారు, ఏదో ఒక ప్రాబ్లంలోకి దిగుతారు, ఇంకా దాన్ని కష్టపడి ఇది చేసి పీకి పొడిచి చేశాక నా కష్టం మీద నేను చేశాను చూసావా, అది పవర్ అంటే అని అనేవాళ్ళు ఉంటారు. కానీ డివోటీ ఈజ్ అన్ఎజిటేటెడ్ అండ్ అబ్జార్బ్డ్ అండ్ సమ్హౌ కృష్ణ గివ్స్ దట్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆర్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అట్ దట్ మూమెంట్ టు గో అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ అండ్ నెవర్ involved in any kind of a problem. That's how automatically he gives Prabhuji's and Mataji's. So Prachetas also follow the footsteps of Lord Shiva. So Prachetas kuda, I mean, after hearing all these things, they try to follow into his footsteps, and they also know, Lord Shiva that he is a Vaishnava Nam Yada Shambhu, and he is the ultimate Vaishnava, and who better than him to guide us అనే ఫ్యాక్ట్ ప్రచేతాస్ కూడా తెలుసు. సో 59th శ్లోకాలో అదే డివోటీ గురించి చెప్పబడింది అనమాట. అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ డివోటీస్ గురించి చెప్పబడింది. ఏమని? ద డివోటీస్ హూజ్ హార్ట్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ కంప్లీట్లీ క్లెన్స్డ్ బై ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ డివోషనల్ సర్వీస్ అండ్ హూ ఇస్ ఫేవర్డ్ బై భక్తి దేవి డస్ నాట్ బికమ్ bewildered by the external energy which is just like a dark well. Being completely cleansed of all material contamination in this way, a devotee is able to understand very happily your name, fame, form, activities, etc. He's clearly, I mean, clearly pointing it out, every aspect of devotee and what is the importance of association of devotee. He's clearly calling it out here. Okay, so that's what is being done. And the glories of bhakti lo, this is the third part which says about glories of bhakti. The beautiful form can be attained by bhakti only, time factor can't destroy it, and association of devotees only. So time factor can't destroy it. I think all the 3 points within this third point, we have covered all the examples. So we need to understand that is the bhakti's power. Kani, when it's very difficult to inform or convince a materialistic person, Prabhuji's and Matajis, and that's the reason why in the 10 devotional offenses also one point is, it is clearly mentioned, it is not ideal to convince a person who has no faith in the holy names. Never we should try to do that. Okay, so that's what it's been told in third part. And last part is about what? Last part is about finally teaching relationship between the Lord and the material creation. So he's trying to show the relation or give the relation. It doesn't mean that Prachetas don't know it, but he tells, when Lord Shiva mentions that you are Brahman, you create, maintain and destroy, be unbewildered, but living entity is bewildered by your Maya. So he's telling about Vishnu that you are Brahman. So let us see 60-61. What is he saying? My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere like the sunshine or the sky, and that impersonal Brahman which spreads throughout the universe and in which the entire universe is manifested is you. Okay, and similarly, my dear Lord, you have manifold energies, and these energies are manifested in manifold forms. With such energies, you have also created this cosmic manifestation, and although you maintain it as if it were permanent, you ultimately annihilate it Although you are never disturbed by such changes and alterations, the living entities are disturbed by them, and therefore they find the cosmic manifestation to be different or separated from you. My Lord, you are always independent, and I can clearly see this fact. Clearly see this fact. So he's giving more insights to Prachetas. We need to understand that. 62, your universal form. So already we have talked about, we are already talked about that. So universal form. And he's trying to glorify, Vishnu as Mahavishnu, agitate material energy. He's telling about Vishnu, what kind of forms he takes. As Paramatma, you enter into the living entities as a Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So that's the speciality, when he's Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, Karanodakshay Vishnu. As time destroy, scatter everything, and suddenly strikes greedy person. So he has given ample examples. So we need to understand that. I don't want to get into each and every sloka here. So like that, he enlightens Prachetas on how to worship the Lord, and what consciousness we need to have, and what is the relation between the Lord and material creation, so that we need to understand that clarity he provides. And he even tells that this knowledge, whatever I'm saying to you, I received it from Narada. Sorry, we received it from Brahma, not Narada. So Narada enlightens about these two Prachetas' father as well, Barishit. So like that, while his father is engaged in this kingly activities or kingdom activities, engaged in materialistic activities, he goes and tells about this fact to his father as well, that your sons are being blessed by Lord Shiva, and this is what has happened. So for 10,000 years, they do penance in the water. This Prachetas, 10 sons, Prachetas, they do penance in the water for almost 10,000 years, and they achieve the ultimate goal. So so that's the speciality of Rudragita Prabhuji's and Mataji's, and that's the power of bhakti. That the power of bhakti is, how many hours lives you might have spent, lives you have spent. That bhakti account never disturbs. Either it increases or either it becomes stable. And the speciality of a human life, it is very easy. That's what is being told by a lot of acharyas in the past, that practicing bhakti in the higher planets is very difficult, with lot of facilities, with lot of opulences. It's very difficult to practice. So this Bhuloka, or getting a human birth, is the ultimate form where we get an opportunity. And this is the correct period. After this period, when we don't know, when it is being said, like first 10,000 years are the golden period of Kali Yuga. And after that, it will be a complete manifestation of Kali, with people killing each other. And it is being said, even if someone is trying to talk about God, they are going to behind them to kill them. So that's the stage we are going to reach. Already it is 5,300. I think another 4,700. We are going to see the peak Rupa of Kali Yuga. So Prabhuji and Mataji, kindly make a note and take our this life, human life in this janma seriously. ఎప్పుడు వచ్చామని కాదన్నయ్య, బుల్లెట్ దిగిందా లేదా అనేది ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంటో, ఎన్ని జన్మలు ఎత్తామని కాదన్నయ్య, ఈ జన్మ మనం సార్థకం చేసుకున్నామా లేదా అనేదే ఇంపార్టెంట్. So with this, Prabhuji and Mataji, I wanted to end the session, and I wanted to thank Leelanand Prabhu, Subbara Prabhu, and Satya Prabhu for giving this opportunity, for in whatever way I could convey the Rudra Gita. And for me this is also for the first time I'm going through Rudra Gita, and it was very amazing. I was there till late night reading complete Rudra Gita. So it was the amazing part of Bhagavatam, Prabhuji and Mataji. Thanks again for giving an opportunity, Prabhuji and Mataji. If anyone has any questions, please do ask Prabhuji and Mataji.
You give one life to Krishna, just like you said, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Give this one life. That's what I've been telling. Enni janmelu ettamanu kaadu. Ee janma, at least try to dedicate to Krishna. And Krishna will find the opportunity. Prabhuji and Mataji, Krishnudu chep oka మాట ఇచ్చి మాట తప్పే మనిషి కాదు, devotees తో. And he has told he will take care. So try to give this one life to Krishna and try to dedicate ourselves for Krishna, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhuji, any questions? Anyone has any questions on any of the items what we discussed till now?
Prabhuji, this Gita is written by which Rudra Sampradaya or?
No, Prabhu. This is in Brahma Sampradaya only, Prabhu.
It's all in the Bhagavatam only.
Bhagavatam. This is present in Bhagavatam 4th canto, 24th chapter, Prabhu.
Okay.
Bhagavatam. It is written by Bhagavatam, and yeah, that's one good question.
Yes, same regular Bhagavatam only, Prabhu.
Yes.
Fourth canto, 24th chapter.
It is a discussion, Prabhuji. This Lord Shiva's whatever Rudra Gita is going on. Again, this particular conversation between Lord Shiva and Prachetas is being told by Maitreya Muni and
Vidura.
Again, this one, Maitreya Muni and Vidura, it is being told by Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So, jaise movies, in movies we have a flashback in flashback. Like that, Lord Shiva and Prachetas conversation is being discussed by Maitreya Muni and Vidura, and these two people's discussion, or Maitreya Muni and Vidura discussion, is being discussed by Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Am I clear, Prabhu? I don't know if I confused you.
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Any more questions, Prabhu? Anyone?
Prabhuji, indaka presiding deity అన్నారు కదా, దాని I don't know, I remember like adi devata అంటారు కదా, ప్రతి ఒక్క మనకి బాడీలో కూడా ప్రతి పార్టీకి ఒక adi devata అంటారు కదా. So
yes, Prabhu. Yeah, in fact ade mukkoti devatallo, I mean, one of the devata we know, Nimi is the one who takes care of our lids. But those are mainly, Prabhu, they are covering the parts or the material components in the material nature. But here we are talking about the subtle components like consciousness, mind, false ego, intelligence, which is more important. I don't know, Prabhu, if I answered you.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, any more questions, Prabhuji and Matajis? Anyone has any questions? Please do get back.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It is very relevant to the Kartika Masa.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, that's right, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thanks, Mataji. Thank you.
Wonderful, Mahesh Prabhu. We did Shiva Gita in our class, but the elaboration in which you explained is definitely what is needed. Even when I was reading Shiva Gita, I was really excited because suddenly you see Shiva praising Mahavishnu. Okay. What you put it in the right perception is wonderful. Yeah.
And Prabhu, I think next time we need to take care that I am taking concepts of the chapters which you are not telling.
Yeah, nothing like that. Actually, there are few of the Balamani Mataji, Sujata Mataji, they're all in the class. So they see, when we are reading Bhagavatam, but we are not discussing it to the detail. You have focused today, and that's also more important and equally important. So we have couple of goals in mind, basically. Than rather going detail on every item, our schedule is to try to complete as much as possible before we think it's too late. Basically, as you said, within one lifetime, we want to do so many things, basically. So these Saturday, Sundays really give that opportunity to go into the insights of those topics, basically. Yeah, and thank you so much for that.
Yeah, so Leelan Prabhu, any comments or any additions, any corrections, please?
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, actually I'm on the travel.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to the hospital. Narari Prabhu is coming to meet my father, so the schedule got a little
Sure, no problem. No problem, Prabhu. Please take care.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the very nice class, Prabhuji. Especially in Kartik Mas, hearing Rudra Gita is very nice. And you prepared throughout the night. I'm so grateful to you, Prabhuji. We informed you very late, and still you picked it up. And thank you very much, Prabhuji.
My pleasure, Prabhu. My pleasure, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yeah.
If you had not done this class, Prabhu, in my next, I would have done that. I would have done this class. So don't worry about repeating it. In my time, I would have done Shiva Gita only. So.
Nice, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu. So shall we do Narsimharti, Prabhu, or how do you want to close it, Prabhu?
Yeah, you can do Narsimharti or Damodarashtakam and close it, Prabhu.
Yeah.
We didn't do Damodarashtakam in the morning. If you want to do that, that's also.
That's good, bro. I'll close with the Narsimharti.
Okay. Whatever you have.
Yeah.
You have it, Prabhu, or you want me to share?
Yeah, I have it, Prabhu. I mean, I can.
Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. जय नरसिंहा प्रहलादेशा नामस्ते नरसिंहाया प्रहलादलाददायिने हिरण्याकाशीपूर्वक्षः शीलकङ्कानकालाये नीतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये अवकरकमलवरे नाथा अद्भुतशृङ्गा ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस लीला एसी भक्तिवान वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय आचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा मैये की जय यमुना मैये की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय बृहद मृदंगा की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patyanam pavanebhyo vaishnavesyo namo namah Shri Bhakta Prahalada Varada Lakshmi Narasimha Swami ki jai Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Prabhuji. Thanks again, Prabhu. once again for giving an opportunity. Let's connect again.
Thank you so much.
Next week, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Closing the call.